Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the black church is slowly starting to admit that the policies that Biden has put out there has failed black America, because they see who's coming and what people are saying that's coming to their church house, those who still actually go over there with them. But if Biden is even having the pastors starting to say that he's failed, then, he's really starting to become in trouble for November. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Michigan pastor Hurley Coleman says many black Americans aren't feeling the benefits of Biden's policies.
Even though the unemployment level is low, there are still people unemployed and many people underemployed. Affordable housing is still an issue throughout the country. Even though people are having access to educational opportunities, there are still people who are falling through the cracks in the educational pursuit.
Voting for Joe Biden, if not enough of them show up to vote in this election, that could be the difference between Joe Biden winning or losing critical battleground states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia in particular.
So the pastor here was mentioning something that the math not mathing. How do you have low unemployment, but unemployment in the street is high? Are you fudging numbers? Because that's what it seemed like. Because if the math was mathing, everybody would say, man, I got a job and they got so many jobs coming at me, man, shoot. So how can we have record low unemployment in the black community, yet people don't have a job? How can people have more degrees, which is more student loan debt, than anything else in history, but when you get out with those degrees, you don't have a job? Think about that. You're $100,000+ in debt and you don't have a job. You would have done better going to get a trade and not even spend that kind of money, and you would have had something to go on for yourself. I mean, how is his policies benefiting black America? Then toward the end, you heard the lady say it, that if black folks don't show up, or they say at least 90% of black folks, we talking about the true 90%, not just 90% of black people voted for Biden, but that's not about 90% of the registered voters who are black in that particular states like Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, etc. Right? Biden needs black Americans to show up, and I'm telling you, because I see it. The couch is going to win the election with black Americans, because you got a lot of black Americans say, I am cool on Biden, man. I am not voting for that dude. Not at all. Some say, I'm going to go over and vote for Trump. We'll bring Trump back. You got some that say, I'm not voting for now one of them. I'm going to choose the couch. And I believe more black Americans are going to choose that couch in November than they would vote for Trump. Because you understand, a lot of black people, especially the younger black people, those, I would say, under 50. Now, of course, you're 45, 40, whatever. Of course, you're not young. We'll be middle age, but you're not geriatric. You understand? And you still out here working. You still out here raising children and things like that. So this economy is affecting you. You know, you're trying to get a home to stay in and different things that you're trying to do as a citizen, you know, of this country, right? And you can't do it. The pastor talked about affordable housing. It's not affordable for our young kids and even people that's middle-aged nowadays to even buy a home or even get an apartment. And Biden worry about student loan debt. Forget a student loan debt. You need to sit up there and get these rents down and these home prices down. And all y'all have to do is incentivize these companies, incentivize the banks to do it. Tax breaks. They love that, tax breaks. Or set aside some money for down payment assistance. Set aside certain monies where it's going to benefit the bank for them to do these loans. And not predatory loans. We will say fixed loans, low interest, fixed rate loans, not adjustable rate mortgages. Y'all need to regulate the insurance industry. Say, hey, you can't just be jacking up insurance rates. No. The person signed at that contract, that's what it is. Insurance need to be regulated. And I also say this, a person should be able to shop for insurance all over the country, no matter where it's at, like an insurance broker. Now, some states you can do it, some states you can't, right? So I don't want to say it's one size fits all. But I think it's utterly wrong when you have a person have a home and they put in an insurance claim and insurance say, oh, we out of business. Okay, well, where all my money at then that I put into this policy? It went somewhere. But Biden and them is not doing the simple things that he can do to actually win the election. He has a lot at his disposal that he can do to win the election in November, and he's not doing it. And Kamala sure is not encouraging him. Biden's policies, and he keeping on with this Israel-Palestine thing. He won't let that go. He still say he supports them and what they're doing. And there's people that don't support that. Of course, I don't get involved with it, but there are people that is involved with it, and they're not going to vote for Biden in November because of it. I'm looking at the billions of dollars this man is spending, and that billions could be right here in America helping American people, especially the black community. You should tell Biden when you see him, why don't you give black America those billions you give into Ukraine and Israel and all that? We need billions too. That's how you can help black America. Bring home some of them billions and put it in our communities. Put it there. But they're not worried about that because they think they can play the same games or oppression stories and talk about Selma and all of that. Listen, that's Democrats. It's not working no more. You can't talk about Selma because that's not a lived experience for the under 50s, for sure. It's not a lived experience. You can't use oppression. We don't care. We know oppression exists. We'll deal with it when it come up. What we care about is our pocketbook. What we care about is bringing down them grocery prices. What we care about is having a gas that's cheaper. That's what we care about. We care about the clothes and all that. We care about shrinkflation. What is shrinkflation? They're charging you high prices, but making the portion sizes, making everything smaller, but charging you the same. And listen, he talks about shrinkflation, but yet what is he doing about it? I can't stand to hear a politician tell me the problem and you in a position to do something about it and you don't. What are you telling us for? Do an executive order, do something. How is it that when Trump come in office, he starts doing executive orders all day and getting some stuff done? But you can't do it? Oh, but when it comes to LGBT, yeah, you'll do it all day long. Things that's not going to help all American people. What somebody do in their bedroom is their business. But the grocery prices, gas prices, shrinkflation, inflation, that's everybody's business, including LGBT people. This man's policies, he's been in office almost 4 years. He's had a chance. He's failed. He's failed economically. And no matter what else you've done, if you don't do well with the economy, you failed. That's all people are going to see at the end of the day is what their bank account look like at the end of the day. It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that simple. So if the black church is starting to recognize it, the black church is basically saying the math not mathing with this low unemployment numbers, sound like y'all fudging numbers, then oh yes, Biden, he's in trouble in November for sure, because without the black church, he definitely don't have any kind of chance. Maybe he got just a little chance with them, not with us, but just the older crowd. But if he lose the church, man, they really done.